Ukrainians in Singapore have been watching closely the developments back home. Galyna Kogut has been living here for the past 17 years and shares her sentiment on the current situation. Galyna, how did you feel when you first saw the latest news?
Well, it was not new for me because the conflict has been going on for 8 years. And it was sort of like it was hot 8 years back. Then it was under discussion, not settled. And if something is not settled, it has to get settled one way or the other. So it was not a surprise to me, but it was shocking in a way that it just became so obvious that the troops are there. So they were already there, but it's official. It has become official. And from there, we don't know what's going to happen and where the leader of the country is going to lead his troops to. So that was, it's worrying, and it's not a good feeling to live with. Yeah, it's scary.
What do you think is the general reaction from the Ukrainians living in Singapore in response to yesterday's announcement?
People are concerned about things like massive attack, for example. People are concerned about things as, for example, air attack. And if there is an air attack, then there is no way anybody can, but generally people are prepared to stay together and face it and give support.
Galyna, maybe you can tell us more about Donetsk and Luhansk to Singaporeans who may not be so familiar with that region.
Yeah, so those are the eastern administrative districts. We call them administrative districts or oblasts in Ukraine. They're big, they're industrial, they're very rich in natural resources, which is like they have iron because they're close to Russia. So they do have the mass media broadcasting from Russia. And in terms of like post-USSR times, they also have a lot of heritage from that. They also have people who would like to go back in the USSR, but they also have young population who, like looking ahead. It's a very complicated region. It's not easy to understand what's happening, but definitely, there was this separatist movement, which is backed by Russia and which is causing problems now.
The tensions between the US and Russia, how much of that is affecting the people in Ukraine?
Ukraine has just been taking this blow, and our army is protecting the land on the eastern side. There was the notifications about people being killed in the battle while protecting the country. Some of the cities they managed to free from the troops, and some of the cities are still under occupation. A country is always oligarchs, Putin, or whoever, the president, and the people. The country is always the whole unit. If we take Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, he would not have been able to manage the things without the people. And he was the one who said that people is the biggest resource he has. So the country is always about everything on the whole. And somebody told me, what can Russians do? But when we were not happy, when Ukrainians were not happy with the government in 2013, we went out to the streets and people were killed, but we did protest against it.
What do you think could happen in the coming days?
You asked me a difficult question. I don't think anybody knows. We are hoping for the economic sanctions, which might de-escalate the conflict, which might. However, we don't know. So we are just praying and hoping for the best.